Do you have a hero's heart, but grapple with hidden anger? We all do. This audiobook, The Power of and Embracing Both Your Light and Shadow, challenges the idea that we need to be all good or all bad. Here, you'll discover the power of and how embracing both the positive and negative aspects of ourselves can lead to a more authentic, empowered you. Join us as we explore the potential hidden within your shadow and illuminate the path to a life filled with greater self-acceptance and wholeness. The Power of and, written and published by the Zillion Pro, Chapter 1, The Duality Within, a Dance of Light and Shadow. Have you ever stood bathed in sunlight, only to feel a sudden chill creep up your spine? Or perhaps you've experienced a moment of pure joy, yet a nagging voice whispered a cynical doubt in your ear. These contrasting experiences are hallmarks of our inherent duality, the constant interplay between light and shadow within us all. The concept of duality stretches far back in human history. Ancient Egyptians spoke of Ma'at, cosmic order, existing in balance with Isfat, chaos. In Chinese philosophy, yin and yang represent the interconnected and interdependent forces of darkness and light. Even science reflects this duality, with positive and negative charges creating the very foundation of our physical world. Duality isn't just an abstract concept, it's woven into the fabric of our being. We strive for kindness but sometimes lash out in anger. We crave connection yet retreat into isolation. We dream of success but grapple with self-doubt. These seemingly opposing forces aren't meant to tear us apart, they're the natural counterpoints that create a dynamic and complex whole. However, our culture often promotes a one-sided view of ourselves. We're encouraged to cultivate our good qualities, kindness, generosity, optimism, while pushing away the bad ones, anger, jealousy, insecurity. This creates an internal conflict, a battle between who we think we should be and who we truly are. Imagine a room bathed in sunlight streaming through a single window. While the light illuminates a beautiful space, the shadows cast reveal the room's full dimensions and depth. Similarly, our shadow selves, those hidden aspects we deem unacceptable, hold immense potential for growth and self-awareness. Ignoring them creates a distorted self-image, a one-dimensional version of who we could be. This chapter is just the beginning of a journey to embrace the entirety of ourselves. We'll explore the benefits of acknowledging and integrating our shadow, the hidden wellspring of power and creativity that lies within. We'll delve into the ways our culture reinforces duality and discover how to shift our perspective towards a more holistic view of ourselves. By embracing both the light and the shadow, we can move from internal conflict to a place of acceptance and wholeness. So, are you ready to step into the light and explore the depths of your shadow? The dance has begun. Chapter 2, Unveiling the Shadow Self, Friend or Foe. We all have a secret world hidden within us, a realm of unacknowledged desires, buried emotions, and perceived flaws. This realm, often referred to as the shadow self, is a concept popularized by psychologist Carl Jung. Our shadow self encompasses the parts of ourselves we deem unacceptable, the rage we try to suppress, the insecurities we keep hidden, the desires we judge harshly. It's the part that throws tantrums when things don't go our way, the voice that whispers self-doubt in our ear, the impulses we try to control with rigid self-discipline. The shadow isn't inherently evil or bad, it's simply a part of us that hasn't been fully integrated into our conscious awareness. However, by relegating the shadow to the darkness, we create a one-sided self-image, a persona carefully crafted to meet societal expectations. This can have negative consequences. Firstly, repressing our shadow takes a lot of energy. Constantly pushing down negative emotions like anger or jealousy can lead to exhaustion, anxiety, and even physical ailments. Secondly, the shadow doesn't disappear just because we ignore it. It can manifest in unhealthy ways, passive aggression, self-sabotaging behaviors, or projecting our shadow qualities onto others. Imagine someone who constantly criticizes others for being selfish. This negativity might stem from an unacknowledged shadow of selfishness within themselves. Here's the good news, the shadow isn't just a source of problems, it holds immense potential for growth and creativity. Our shadow contains our primal energy, our raw passions, and our uncensored desires. It's the source of our creativity, our fierce protectiveness, and our drive for self-preservation. By integrating our shadow, we can tap into this hidden reservoir of power. For example, someone who acknowledges and embraces their shadow anger can channel that energy into healthy assertiveness or passionate advocacy. So how do we begin to unveil the shadow self? One way is to pay attention to our projections. When we constantly criticize a specific trait in others, it's a good indication that this trait might be present, but unacknowledged, within ourselves. Another approach is to explore our dreams. Dreams often act as a gateway to the unconscious, where our shadow resides. Recurring themes or unsettling characters in dreams can offer valuable clues about our shadow selves. Journaling can be a powerful tool for shadow work. Write freely, without judgment, allowing yourself to explore your darkest thoughts and hidden desires. This process of shadow work won't always be comfortable. It can be confronting and even painful. But by embracing the entirety of ourselves, light and shadow, we unlock a more authentic, empowered, and compassionate version of who we are. Remember, the shadow isn't a foe to be vanquished, it's a hidden ally waiting to be discovered. Chapter 3, The Symphony of Light and Shadow, a beautiful paradox. Imagine a world bathed in perpetual sunshine. While initially appealing, the absence of shadows would rob the landscape of depth and dimension. Similarly, a life focused solely on positivity would be bland and one-sided. It's the interplay of light and shadow that creates a vibrant and dynamic existence. This chapter explores the synergy between our light and shadow selves, revealing how embracing both can lead to a more fulfilling life. Our light self encompasses all the qualities we readily acknowledge: our kindness, generosity, optimism, and creativity. It's the part of us that reaches out to help others, celebrates success, and inspires hope. However, relying solely on our light self can lead to naivete, overlooking potential dangers, or shying away from difficult conversations. Here's where the shadow steps in. Our shadow self, though often demonized, possesses valuable qualities like assertiveness, discernment, and a healthy dose of skepticism. It allows us to set boundaries, recognize manipulation, and navigate challenging situations. The synergy between light and shadow creates a powerful balance. For instance, consider a naturally optimistic person faced with a setback. Their light self might initially whisper reassurances, downplaying the seriousness of the situation. However, their shadow self can offer a dose of realism, prompting them to acknowledge the challenge and develop a plan to overcome it. Here are some additional benefits of embracing the shadow. Enhanced creativity. The shadow is a wellspring of raw passion and unfiltered desires. By integrating it, we tap into a potent source of creative energy, fueling artistic expression and innovative problem-solving. Deeper relationships. When we acknowledge our shadow, we become more accepting of the shadow aspects in others. This fosters empathy, allowing us to build stronger, more authentic connections. Increased self-awareness. As we explore our shadow, we gain a deeper understanding of our motivations, triggers, and unconscious biases. This self-awareness empowers us to make more conscious choices and navigate life's complexities with greater wisdom. Integrating light and shadow isn't about achieving a perfect 50/50 balance. The ideal ratio will vary depending on the situation. Sometimes, our light needs to shine brightly, while other times, the shadow's guidance becomes crucial. The key is to develop the flexibility to access both aspects of ourselves as needed. Think of a skilled musician. They don't just play loud notes, they utilize a range of dynamics, weaving together crescendos and pianissimos to create a captivating melody. Similarly, in the symphony of life, we learn to master both the powerful fortissimo moments of our shadow and the gentle piano passages of our light. By embracing both light and shadow, we move beyond a one-dimensional existence. We become more complete, more adaptable, and more capable of navigating life's complexities. This integration allows us to step into our full potential, composing a symphony of self that resonates with authenticity and power. Chapter 4, From Duality to Harmony. Tools for integrating your light and shadow. We've explored the dance between light and shadow within us, acknowledging the potential hidden in our shadow selves and the beautiful synergy that arises from embracing both aspects. But how do we translate this understanding into action? How do we move from the theoretical concept of duality to the practical process of integrating our light and shadow? This chapter equips you with tools and exercises to embark on this transformative journey of self-discovery. 1. Shadow mapping. Our first step involves creating a map of your inner landscape. Grab a pen, paper, and let your creativity flow. Draw a large circle in the center, representing yourself. Divide the circle into 4 quadrants. Label the top left quadrant light and list the qualities you readily associate with yourself: kindness, generosity, optimism. Label the bottom left quadrant shadow and jot down the traits you tend to disown: anger, envy, laziness. Now comes the twist. Label the top right quadrant shadow in light and the bottom right light in shadow. In shadow in light, explore how your shadow qualities might actually be beneficial in certain situations. For example, controlled anger can fuel healthy assertiveness. In light in shadow, consider how your positive traits can sometimes have a negative side. For instance, excessive optimism can lead to neglecting potential risks. This exercise helps you see the interconnectedness of your light and shadow and identify areas where you might be able to find a healthy balance too. Journaling for the shadow self. Journaling provides a safe space to explore the hidden recesses of your mind. Dedicate some time each day for shadow journaling. Begin with a prompt like "What makes me feel angry?" or "What am I afraid of?" Write freely, without judgment, allowing yourself to explore uncomfortable emotions and hidden desires. As you write, don't be surprised if resistance arises. This simply indicates you're on the right track. Gently nudge past this resistance and continue writing. Over time, patterns may emerge, offering valuable insights into your shadow self. 3. Dream analysis. Dreams offer a window into the unconscious mind, where our shadow often resides. Keep a dream journal by your bedside and record your dreams upon waking. Even fragments can be revealing. As you analyze your dreams, pay attention to recurring themes and characters. These elements might represent aspects of your shadow self. Consider the emotions you experience in the dream. Are you feeling powerful or powerless? Anxious or confident? These emotional cues can shed light on your shadow's messages. 4. Inner dialogue. Our inner critic, a common shadow manifestation, can be a relentless source of negativity. However, this critic can be transformed into a wise guide. Next time your inner critic starts its tirade, pause and listen attentively. What is it trying to tell you? Is there a valid concern buried beneath the negativity? Respond to your inner critic with compassion and understanding. Offer a different perspective, acknowledging the concern but reframing it in a more empowering way. By engaging in this inner dialogue, you can transform the critic from a harsh judge into a supportive ally. 5. Embracing imperfections. Our shadow often stems from a deep-seated fear of imperfection. We strive to be good and reject anything that deviates from this ideal. However, this pursuit of flawlessness leads to self-criticism and prevents us from embracing our full potential. Challenge the narrative of perfection. Everyone has flaws, they're an inevitable part of the human experience. Instead of striving for flawlessness, strive for self-acceptance. Acknowledge your imperfections, and see them not as weaknesses, but as opportunities for growth. Remember, integrating your light and shadow is a continuous journey, not a one-time destination. There will be setbacks and moments of resistance. Embrace these challenges as opportunities for further exploration. As you embark on this path, be patient with yourself. Celebrate your progress, no matter how small. With dedication and these tools as your guide, you can transform your internal conflict into a beautiful symphony of light and shadow, paving the way for a more authentic and empowered you. Chapter 5. Stepping into the light, the power of embracing wholeness. Imagine stepping onto a stage, bathed in a warm spotlight. You radiate confidence, your strengths on full display. But as you turn, the spotlight expands to reveal a figure cloaked in shadow, standing beside you. Fear not, for this shadowy figure isn't an enemy, but a vital part of who you are. This chapter explores the transformative power of embracing your wholeness, the synergy of light and shadow that illuminates a path towards a more fulfilling life. Integrating your light and shadow doesn't erase your shadow, it transforms it. By acknowledging and accepting its presence, you disarm its power to sabotage you from within. This newfound wholeness unlocks a cascade of positive benefits. Enhanced authenticity. When you embrace all aspects of yourself, the facade crumbles. You shed the need to project a perfect image and embrace your true self, flaws and all. This authenticity fosters genuine connections and attracts people who appreciate you for who you are. Increased resilience. Life throws curveballs. By acknowledging your shadow, you're better equipped to handle setbacks and challenges. Your shadow's resourcefulness and healthy skepticism can guide you through difficult times. Empowered decision making. No longer swayed by the internal battle between light and shadow, you gain clarity in your decision making. You can access the wisdom of both sides, leading to choices that are grounded in self-awareness and a deeper understanding of your needs. Unleashed creativity. The shadow is a wellspring of raw emotions and untamed desires, the very fuel for creativity. By integrating it, you tap into a boundless source of inspiration, allowing your creative expression to flourish. The impact of embracing wholeness extends beyond the individual. Imagine a world where leaders acknowledge their shadow biases, leading to more equitable policies. Imagine artists who weave their light and shadow into their work, creating masterpieces that resonate with a deeper truth. Imagine a society where vulnerability is embraced, fostering genuine connection and a sense of shared humanity. The path to wholeness isn't always easy. It requires ongoing self-reflection, a willingness to confront uncomfortable truths, and the courage to be vulnerable. However, the rewards are immeasurable. Here are some final reflections to guide you on your journey. Self-compassion is key. Embrace your shadow with kindness and understanding. Remember, it's a part of you, not a character flaw. Celebrate your progress. Change doesn't happen overnight. Acknowledge your efforts, no matter how small, and celebrate your achievements along the way. Seek support. Surround yourself with people who create a safe space for you to explore your light and shadow. Consider therapy or joining a support group for additional guidance. As you step into the light of wholeness, remember that the journey is just as important as the destination. Embrace the dance between your light and shadow, for within this harmonious interplay lies the potential for a life that is authentic, empowered, and deeply fulfilling. You are the culmination of both light and shadow, and together, they create a masterpiece of the human experience. Bonus chapter, The Power of and in Everyday Life. We've delved into the transformative power of embracing and within ourselves, acknowledging and integrating both the light and shadow aspects. But the concept of and isn't limited to the internal landscape. It can be a powerful tool for navigating the complexities of everyday life. Here are some ways to apply the power of and in various situations. 1. Decision making. Often, we perceive decisions as either or propositions. We might grapple between pursuing a stable career, light, and following a passionate but risky venture, shadow. The power of and suggests exploring both. Perhaps you can work part-time while pursuing your passion, or seek a career with elements of both stability and creativity. 2. Conflict resolution. During disagreements, we tend to focus on proving ourselves right and the other person wrong. The and approach encourages understanding both perspectives. Acknowledge the other person's point of view, their end, while clearly communicating your own, your end. 3. Problem solving. When faced with a challenge, we might brainstorm solutions based on a single approach, for example, logic. The power of and encourages considering solutions from different angles, logic and creativity, to arrive at a more comprehensive approach. 4. Goal setting. Goals are often framed in positive terms, increasing income, building muscle. Yet, the and approach acknowledges potential obstacles, shadow, alongside desired outcomes, light. For example, setting a goal to increase income and develop better time management skills to handle the increased workload. 5. Embracing paradox. Life is filled with paradoxes, joy and sorrow, success and failure. The and approach allows us to accept these seeming contradictions. We can celebrate a promotion, light, and acknowledge the sacrifices it might entail. By embracing the power of and in everyday life, we move beyond rigid thinking and open ourselves to greater possibilities. We learn to navigate the complexities of life with more creativity, flexibility, and understanding. Remember, and isn't about compromise or settling for less. It's about acknowledging the richness and complexity of life, embracing both the sunshine and the shadows, and ultimately, creating a more vibrant and fulfilling experience. So, the next time you encounter a situation that seems like an either-or proposition, pause and consider the power of and. You might be surprised by the creative solutions and deeper understanding that unfold.